All right. Let's get it. Hope everybody's feeling good out there. TGIM. You know what I'm saying? TGIM. Thank God it's Monday, baby. How you feeling out there? It's check-in time. Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching the replay. That means a lot to us that you take time out to be here. Even if you're not live, some of y'all checking us out from the West Coast. So that means it's like 4:30 a.m. for you. But we really appreciate you being here. We're really excited to be here with you. My name is Haziq Ali. How was your weekend? Let me get it in one word. How was your weekend? I want to know. How was your weekend? Let me see it in one word. Let me see it in one word. Express that gratitude. I'm going to get to that in the morning. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Express that gratitude. We got a bunch of our 90-day planners going out. Some of y'all even been ordering the vision board coloring books. You know, I'm real happy about that. Y'all know about this? The world's first visualization and affirmation coloring book. Y'all know about this? We call it Color Me Millionaire. Really appreciate everybody who's been showing love. You know, really been having a ball lately. I hope you have too. Let's see who we got checking in. Rep Yo City. Right? I got a little Pharoah Sanders rocking in the back. What's up, Clarence? Okay, my man JG said restful. That's good. Productive. Yeah. Taisha Levon out here. Good morning, millionaire. My man, Mr. Al Terry, is in the house. Good morning, millionaire. Mrs. Allie Goins is in the house. Good morning, millionaire. Let's get it. Let's get it. We got a couple minutes before we kick this thing off. Hope everybody's feeling powerful. Hope you're feeling special this morning. Hope you're feeling like God's highest form of creation. Hope you're ready to have an incredible week. This is the last week of September 2021. Isn't that amazing? We're about to jump right into the fourth quarter. Oh, you're going to love that, Clarence. Ain't nothing like an adult coloring book. And this one is all about affirmations and visualization. So you're coloring all of this type of stuff in, like your dream library or your yacht with your helicopter on the front. It's a vision board coloring book. Isn't that amazing? But it has the affirmations in there as well. You know, so like I serve millions. I love myself. Like you see the kitten staring at the lion. Right? And then it has like the note pages for you to write your personnel file and all that. You got to love it. You can get it at wearemillionaireminded.com. It's called Color Me Millionaire. It's called Color Me Millionaire. I think we only got like 5 or 6 of them left. The 90-day planner is still in the house. You know, if you haven't ordered a 90-day planner, make sure you do that too. I'm going to go ahead and call in on the live line. Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching the replay. By my clock, it's time for us to get this party started. Okay, Tori. Tori done made it in this joint. That's what I'm talking about. In the background, that was my pop's favorite song, man. This joint called The Creator Has a Master Plan.
You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you're in the right place at the right time.
That's right.
Because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you.
All facts, all facts. Let's get it, let's get it.
Thank you. Please announce yourself. Entry and exit tones are off.
Like the nigga don't go.
All participants are muted.
All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling good this morning. TGIM. Thank God it's Monday. As promised, we are here again. You know, if you just now tuning in or you've never tuned in with us before, I want to welcome you to an experience that can change your life. Because we are here every day. We rest on Sundays. But every other day we are here. And that's important because your life don't change in a day. Your life changes in a daily. Ain't that right, K. Nicole? My man Joseph Smith is in the house. How you feel, my brother? Man, thank you so much, Joseph, for everything you do, man. Mama Mahasan is in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get it. Let's get it, Nakia. Let's go. So what we doing? My man Corey 19 in the building. That's what I'm talking about. My man Dennis. So your life don't change in a day. Your life changes in the daily. Does that make sense? Your life changes in the daily. Michelle made it in. Your life changes in a daily. You're gonna find that neither failure nor success happen overnight. Although unfortunately, it's always easier to destroy than build. This is what a lot of negative people do. And that's our topic today. Our topic is this whole thing of unhappiness, because even as this post-pandemic world starts to slowly but surely appear in front of us, there's a whole other pandemic that nobody's talking about, y'all. There's a whole other pandemic that is causing stress and strife everywhere. Now, this particular pandemic ain't killing hundreds of thousands of people, right? It at least not that you can measure. You know what I mean? This particular pandemic is not going to instigate a lockdown. This type of pandemic may not instigate some kind of economic bubble or devastate economies, although it can do it for your own personal economy. But the consequences of this unhappiness pandemic, y'all, even though it's subtle, it leaves a lasting impression on both individual people and families, and therefore businesses, and therefore the world itself, y'all. They just now did this survey. There's this organization called the National Opinion Research Center. And what they found out over at the University of Chicago when they ran this study is that only 14% of American adults classify themselves as very happy. Man, that's a 17% drop from 2018. And that's the lowest number since they started tracking in 1970 something. I mean, we're only at 14% of people who are very happy. Do you know how wonderful life is? Do you know how much opportunity is being created by this adversity? And what's crazy is these numbers are consistent with what they call the World Happiness Report. The World Happiness Report trend is showing that all over the world, there are countries all over the world that have shown a steady and alarming decrease in happiness and increase in unhappiness. It's getting to the point that now that we have all this increased digitization, we can track it more. But I think that what we need to explore is the attitudes that cause this unhappiness. But here's the good news. Your happiness remains within your control, right? Nothing can make you unhappy without your permission. Nobody else can determine the bounds of your happiness. That's good news I'm bringing you this morning. But if we're going to take action in the right direction, you first got to know the reasons why you're unhappy. So I'm going to give you 7 root causes this morning of unhappiness. I'm going to give you 7 root causes of unhappiness this morning. Some maybe you thought of before, some maybe you never considered, but we're going to get into it this morning. We always talk about either a mindset, skill set, or a heart set, right? Today, what we're going to get into is a little bit of heart set. We're going to get into a little bit of mindset, but this is more about heart set, because the secret to you feeling better is always going to be helping somebody that feels worse. But I'm going to get into that in a minute. If you're ready for number 1, give me a number 1 and a share, y'all. Let's get busy. I'm going to give you 7 root causes of unhappiness. You ready for this? Because knowing is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle. Yeah, give me a number 1 and a share. Appreciate that. Man, I've talked to more of my friends, more of my students, more of my mentees than ever before. And what I mean to say is I found that more of my students, more of my mentees, more of my friends than ever before have this kind of cloud of unhappiness over them. Here's the first thing that I want you to think about. There may be a root cause of your unhappiness. You don't do more of the things you love anymore. You don't do enough of the things that you love. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm saying, well, Haziq, I got to go to work, man. You know what I mean? It's a job. It ain't a playground. And I get that, right? But here's what I want you to remember. Remember when you were young and carefree, and the whole concept of time seemed absurd to you? Your mama had to yell at you to come back in the house because you was off playing and having a ball, right? You knew you had to be in when the street lights are on, and you're like, man, how could this have happened so quick? You know, how can it be time to go inside already to get free food? Remember free food, right? Your mom just food would appear. Remember that? Life was so good. You know, there's this Wu-Tang song like, can it be that it was all so simple then? You know what I mean? Life was just amazing. You just reading your comic books, right? You playing with your little action figures, or ladies, maybe you was playing with your doll. If you wanted to enjoy your game, you did. If you wanted to dance, you danced. This was before your friends told you you looked ridiculous and now you scared to dance, right? My point is, you felt happy just being happy. You ain't had to worry about a client call. You ain't had to worry about some angry boss. You ain't had to worry about some family of 7 you got to cater to. But now you're much older and reality bites. Is this a fact? But despite this hectic, energy zapping, and sometimes kind of mundane and tedious nature of living an adult life, adulting out this joint, creating time for your hobbies has got to move up your priority list. Put this in the comments. I want you to stop saying, I ain't got time, and start saying it's not a priority for me right now. Because now you're getting into the real thing. It's your philosophy. You aren't prioritizing the right things. You need to prioritize your happiness, not in a selfish way, y'all, but in a way that makes it so you can serve everybody a little bit better. Man, I got to tell you, my loved ones had to help me with this because I was somebody that was really focused on work 24/7. But you are going to make more money. It's going to sound crazy to you, but you chase money and the money will run from you. What you want to do is chase value, and you can't be valuable to other people if you're not valuable to yourself. What does it all mean if you can't take time out to read a comic book like when you was a little kid, or read some book for fun? Every book ain't got to be the life of Frederick Douglass. Every book ain't got to be, you know what I mean, Martin Luther King's speeches and stuff. Maybe I'm talking to myself, not y'all. But all I'm saying to you is that at the end of the day, take a little bit more time. I get it. You're living a grown-up life. You might not have the luxury of getting paid to play and dance, play Twister, play Monopoly. Remember them 7-hour Monopoly marathons? But you can still create time to play and dance and get in a Monopoly game every now and then. Even if you got to pause that thing for a minute and then come back to it the next night. Maybe the 7-hour Monopoly game turns into a 7-day Monopoly game. But let me tell you what it's going to do. It's going to insert a jolt of happiness into your life. If you're ready for number 2, give me a number 2. Give me a number 2 and a share. Give me a number 2 and a share if this is making sense. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Jamal? Straight up. Yeah. All right, here's number 2. I ain't finished. Here's number 2. Number 2 is you are competing with others. That's another root cause of unhappiness. I think it's Teddy Roosevelt that was like, competition is the thief of joy. Competition is the thief of joy. What an interesting concept, right? Competition is the thief of joy. I appreciate that, Crystal. Thank you for those shares, Queen. Competition is the thief of joy. What do we mean by that? We mean that so many people get caught up because they don't realize you ain't competing against nobody else. There's only one person on your track, and that's you. Contrary to the perceptions of most people in this social media society, life is not really a competition, y'all. It's a marathon. Shouts out to Nipsey Hussle. May he rest in power. This life is a marathon, but here's the cold part. It's a marathon against you. It's a marathon against who you were yesterday. There's nobody else on your track, baby. But the root cause of a lot of people's unhappiness is that we treat life like it's some kind of race when it's really a classroom. I want you to think about it. In a race, you can only get first place, second place, third place, right? But in a classroom, we can all score an A. It's us against the teacher, and the teacher is called life. That means we need to be collaborating, figuring out how we can pass this test. You get what I'm saying to you? Y'all understand where I'm going with this metaphor? There's always going to be somebody who's wiser than you. There's always going to be somebody who's cuter. There's always going to be somebody who's richer. You get what I'm saying? So what? Are you going to be unhappy just because somebody else is seemingly better? And I want to emphasize the main word there, which is seemingly. Millionaires, they might be better than you in one area, but you would be shocked to see all of the problems they deal with. And 9 times out of 10, if you had to see what they're really going through, you'd probably keep your own problems. They might be better than you in one area, but that does not hold true for every area around you. Your responsibility then is to recognize, cherish, and nurture your unique gifts and your unique strengths. Somebody give me that in the comments. Recognize, cherish, and nurture your unique strengths. A root cause of unhappiness is that people don't do that. They're too busy competing. Somebody give me recognize, cherish, and nurture, and then give me a share. And I'm going to give you number 3 because that flows right into number 3. Recognize, nurture, and cherish your unique strengths. Recognize, cherish, and nurture your unique strengths. Man, you better tell them. You better tell them. Appreciate that, Yvette. Appreciate that, Queen. Recognize, cherish, and nurture. So first you got to see it. Then you got to be grateful for it. And then we got to feed that thing. Recognize, cherish, and nurture your unique gifts. Here's number 3. Third root cause of unhappiness. You don't love yourself. You don't love yourself enough. Now you say, I love myself. I can't turn away from a mirror. Every time I see a mirror, I just start staring in that joint, right? Like that dude from Greek mythology, Narcissus, right? That's where we get the term narcissist from, because it is Greek character Narcissus, Narcissus, Narcissus. Anyway, he would just stare in mirrors all day and all of that. We ain't talking about vanity. We ain't talking about ego. A lot of people confuse ego and self-esteem. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about right now is self-love. Don't be so busy that you start neglecting your mind, that you start neglecting your body, that you start neglecting your diet. True love means that you are looking for freedom through discipline. True love means you're looking for freedom through discipline. You get what I mean? You understand that if you want the freedom of having health in your later years, it's going to take the discipline of you taking care of your body today. You understand that if you want the freedom of your finances being stable and able to afford you the lifestyle you deserve, then it's going to take the discipline of your rent or your mortgage being 1 week of your pay, right? It's going to take the discipline of, as you increase your income, you keep your lifestyle the same, or you even lower your expenses. All freedom comes from discipline. You get what I'm saying to you? If you are looking to improve your future, then what you got to do is be more disciplined in the present. But a lot of us don't love ourselves enough to do that. Furthermore, you got to take care of your mind. It's your most important asset. You've got unlimited ability through this thing. You've got unlimited potential through this thing. Some of the world's most incredible brands on the planet have a higher GDP than some countries. But they all started as a figment of somebody's imagination. Matter of fact, I love what David Geffen said. He was like, we are all figments of our own imagination. It's just that some have better imaginations than others. The way I say it is, creativity is next to godliness, baby. These brands were conjured up from the mind. You get what I'm saying to you? Last night we did this whole training on these ways that you can kind of like ramp up your branding, ramp up your marketing and your branding, right? But if you're here right now, you're investing in your mind. I'm so proud of you for being here right now. This makes you a top percenter. This puts you into the world class because most people are looking to avoid improvement. Invest in your mind. Marvel us with your brand. Read books, learn, continually add value to the world by adding value to your mind. Not only is this going to increase your perception and understanding, millionaires, but you're also going to feel more happier. You're going to feel more confident because fear comes from lack of knowledge. You're only scared to walk around that corner because you don't know what's around there. Something might jump on you. You get it? Confidence comes from knowledge. Power comes from applied knowledge. You get what I mean? Somebody give me applied knowledge is power. Somebody give me applied knowledge is power, and then share this thing if you're feeling where I'm coming from. Applied knowledge is power if you're feeling where I'm coming from. Here's number 4. Root cause of unhappiness. Root cause of unhappiness. You don't spend time with happy people. You don't spend time with happy people. I want y'all to think about this. You don't spend time with happy people. I'd love to be there, Queen. Let's get it, Chris. You don't spend time with happy people. You ever heard the maxim that laughter is contagious? Have you ever experienced the maxim that laughter is contagious? Keep it real with me. You ever been around somebody? Like my mentor has such an infectious laugh, y'all. Like the way he laughs, it just makes you laugh, you know? Check it out. Laughter is contagious, but so is happiness. Happiness is contagious, y'all. Your friendships and your associations have been shown to affect your emotional state. If you're around people who are stressed and anxious, it's going to make you stressed and anxious if you really love them, right? So what you want to do is you want to spend time with more positive and inspiring people so that their happiness starts to rub off on you. And then when you're around people who are anxious or stressed out, they got some happiness to rub off on them. You can't be doom and gloom all the time. Therefore, you can't spend time with people who are doom and gloom all the time, like the world's problems are all on their shoulders. That's their personal choice, but you also get a choice in the matter. And what you need is to have more people pouring into you so you got something to pour on the people you love who may be going through a thing. If you're ready for me, give me a number 5. I still got 3 more for you. Y'all with me still? Y'all with me still? Somebody say happiness is a choice and then give me a share if you believe that. Happiness is a choice and then give me a share. That's right. Happiness is contagious, but more to the point, happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. I ain't lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. You know what I mean? Here's number 5. Woo, this is a big one, y'all. I hope you're ready. Happiness is a choice. Appreciate that, Ebony. Happiness is a choice. Appreciate that, Jasmine. Appreciate that, Arsenio. Okay, Marletta. Happiness is a choice. That's a fact. That's a fact, Jamal. Let's get it. Let's get it. Happiness is a choice. Let them know, Mark. Let's get it. The YouTube gang checking in. Happiness is a choice, Stuart. Let's go. Yeah, I love that. I love that, Kerman. You know, unless you ain't happy. If you ain't happy, then that's a problem. All right, here we go. Here we go. Number 5, you don't express gratitude. Now, I know you're feeling gratitude. I know you're loving the fact that you hit the floor this morning, right? Some of y'all still laying in bed, you know, but listen, you woke up, baby. You woke up. But do you express the gratitude? And if you're finding it difficult to express gratitude because your life isn't going according to plan, or you've gone through some terrible experience in the past that makes it so you'd rather be resentful and bitter because at least those emotions are familiar, I got something for you. There's still a lot to be grateful for. You hear me? I'm talking about your life itself is a thing of miracle. The fact you're here is a miracle. You still got your family who, despite the occasional squabble, believe me, they love you. They value you. Sometimes they're not able to show it. They don't say it in the way we'd want them to say it or express it in the way they'd want to express it. So why not be the change you want to see? You got friends, some friends who will go through a brick wall for you, right? You have your job, and your job might not be perfect, but check it out. It's your number one investor. Y'all remember that training we did last week on these questions you need to ask yourself before you quit your job? Well, I got another one for you. How am I showing my gratitude for this job, right? Because I sure showed up to the job interview. I sure wanted the job when they called me in, right, for the interview. So where did my gratitude go? And how do I feel that's helping my life being resentful of this job? Man, check this out. Not only do you have your family, your friends, your job, check this out. You even got enemies. You even got rivals. You got competition or people who deem themselves your competition. You say, Haziq, now, why the heck would I be grateful for my competition? I'll tell you why. Through their actions, you've learned to love in the face of hate. Through their actions, you've learned to get stronger. You've learned to get faster. You've learned to get better. You've learned to get wiser. And then millionaires, you still got you. You still get to be grateful for your damn self. You've made it this far. You still alive. You still strong. You know, every morning we'd be like, man, right now, you're the strongest you've ever been. You're the wisest you've ever been. And then on top of all of that, you're the youngest you're ever going to be. Let's get it. Despite the challenges, despite the disappointments, the sadness, the countless faux pas, you know, the mistakes you make, you're never going to stop making them. You know what I mean? But all you can do is learn from them. And check it out. These mistakes are making you better than you were. You've made progress. I want you to be real with yourself and admit that there's at least 1, 2, 3 things in your life right now that you prayed for, that you would have gave anything to have, and now you have them and you're taking it for granted. Be grateful for the fact you survived, baby, because not everybody has. We losing like 153,000 people every day, and you still here. That means something. That means God ain't done with you yet, baby. And ain't no way he brought us this far just to bring us this far. You hear what I'm saying? But gratitude is a door to prosperity. Think about this. Let's say you see the little kid, you coming out the store. He like, sir, do you have $1? And you don't have $1. You just got 50 cents. So you give it to him. And then he chucks the quarters at your head. Like, I don't want this. You know what I mean? What you going to do? You're going to chase his little, it's around the block. You know what I mean? But imagine he's like, thank you, thank you. You see him the next day, you're going to give him a whole $1. Gratitude is a key to prosperity. All right, but let's move on. Here's number 6, y'all. Somebody give me that in the comments. Somebody give me that in the comments. Gratitude is a key to prosperity. Come on, give it to me. All right. You feel me, Travis? Imagine he just chucked the quarters at your head, yo. That's what a lot of people do with their blessings. A lot of people, they chuck the quarters at God's head. Like, I don't want this job. Why am I not the CEO? And that's exactly why God chasing you around the block. All right, here's number 6. Another root cause of unhappiness. You hold on to the past. You hold on to the past. Everybody has some kind of difficult experiences in their past, some kind of painful stuff in their past. But great achievers recognize that the past does not define them. Now, I am a real big fan of therapy. I'm in therapy myself. I look forward to it. Like I'm just in love with the process, because I can't keep pressing print, seeing a typo, erasing it on the page I just printed out, and thinking if I press print again, it's going to be a different. No, I got to go on the screen and undo the typo. I've got to reprocess what it is I was thinking on this page. You get what I'm saying? We take our car for a tune-up. We go to the doctor for a tune-up. What about our mind? Millionaires, stop holding on to the past and letting it make you bitter instead of better. You want to draw valuable insight from these experiences, but you want to use it as motivation for even greater success, even higher heights. You hold on to grudges, all you're doing is inciting negative feelings, regret, resentment, bitterness. And now you're plunging yourself into this mire of unhappiness. And now as a consequence, your productivity is affected. Your work may be affected. And then what does that do? That creates this negative feedback loop. Like, I knew I was a loser. You get what I mean? How is that helping you, bro? You got to think this out a little bit better. And then half the times, these are experiences that in the great scheme of things don't even amount to a blip in your life's journey. And you don't let it ruin your whole day. If it ain't going to matter in 5 years, you shouldn't be focusing on it for more than 5 minutes. All right, here's number 7, because it's time for us to go do our affirmations. Another root cause of unhappiness, and I touched on this a little bit earlier, right? Another root cause of unhappiness, y'all, is that you don't want to get help. Y'all don't want to hear that from me, right? Who am I? But I'm just letting you know. If the reasons for your unhappiness are outside your control, write this number down, y'all. I'm not keeping it on the screen the whole time. Oh, before I finish number 7, if you didn't order your 90-day planner, make sure you order it now from wearemillionaireminded.com. A bunch more are going out. If you want the vision board coloring book, you can do that too, right? Our affirmation and visualization coloring book. If you want to do that, you can do that too. But the fourth quarter is coming. Order a massive action planner. We only got like probably 10 of them left. So make sure you order it today. I'll put it in the comments. So if you call in on the live line, I'll show you how to get the link. But check it out. A lot of people don't want to get help, man, and it's messing their life up. If you're struggling with habits or you're struggling with addictions and you don't feel it's within your power to kind of beat that thing right now, then what you want to do then, millionaire, is get some help, right? For your sake, for the countless amounts of other people who would profit from your happiness and profit from your productivity and profit from your success. Get help. Get help. Your inner circle may be more valuable than you think in this regard. Simply talking to a family member, talking to a friend, talking to a close relative. It could be all the help you need, or maybe you need to go and get professional help. If it's a long and deep-rooted problem, seeing a professional will be necessary. A lot of people that look like me, they got brown skin like I do, we have this stigma against getting therapy in our community. I want you to understand this COVID stuff done affected a lot of us in ways we can't imagine, right? But even before COVID, we were dealing with stuff like there's something called post-traumatic slavery syndrome. Same way the birds just fly south for the winter. We have different stigmas in our, like, you ever heard all the songs like, I'm not going to say how the rappers say it, but I'll have sex with your woman. What is that? That's coming from slavery, man, where they would make you breed, right? They would just breed you because you having a baby would be another, in today's money, like $50,000, $70,000. A slave was really, really valuable, human capital. I know that's probably a crazy example, right? I just had this Tupac joint playing in my head. Y'all know Hit 'Em Up? I don't know how many Tupac fans we got out there, but that line just played in my head, so I went with it. On that note, probably time to get out of here. When I start talking like that, it's time to go. Order your 90-day planner. Let's go. Here's an affirmation line. Counseling, therapy, y'all. Rehabilitation. Begin the process of taking your life back. And affirmations is one way you can do it. Affirmations is one way you can do it. Right? Let's get it. Call in right now. Repeat after me, millionaires. Let's get it. And say it like you mean it. Take your cool off. A lot of y'all be saying it all laid back. Take your cool off, baby. It's a Monday morning. We got another week to do this thing. If your phone line tries to call you, just text message, call me to the number. And then we got your back. Just text message, call me to the number. Just text message, call me to the number. All right, repeat after me. I am so happy and grateful